But what I do want to talk about is Alex Glenn. So he's actually come out with a post saying, everyone is entitled to their own opinion about us, but don't ever think we are happy with losing. That's a fair statement. Fair statement. You think you're hurting watching us lose 5 games in a row? Try turning up every single day, working your ass off to prepare well, and things still don't go our way on the night. Then have to deal with the criticism left, right, and centre from the media and spectators and fans. We get it. We ain't playing well, but we ain't quitting on nothing. Before you be quick to judge and take your anger out over social media, put yourself in the other person's shoes and think about people's mental state and the impact you could possibly have on those you want to share your thoughts with. I will always defend my mates and others being a victim of bullying. He does also then go on and say thank you to our fans who turned up to support us on Saturday night, Suncorp, and our fans that stand with us through the lows times. You are the real MVPs, and when we bounce back, it'll be for you guys. Now, this is a personal opinion. I think that's the first part fair. I think it's fair enough on him saying from his end. I think from his end, that's fair enough on him saying. But I don't think he realizes, and a lot of people haven't realized this, he is also insulting the fans right there.
Yeah.
He's insulting the fans, saying basically, you're not allowed to have an opinion right now because they're putting in the work, they're working their ass off, and because that's not what you're doing, because you think that just because they're shit, they're not working their ass off. We all know you're working your ass off, man. Everyone knows you're working off. All the fans know you're working your ass off. But to come out and say that the fans are not allowed to publicly criticize the team, right? You're being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for this job. If you can't handle the public criticism when you're in the public limelight and you're playing like shit, yes, you're actually probably the best Bronco on the day, Alex Glenn. But besides that, people are warranted in their criticism of this team because they are absolutely, truly invested in that team. Their whole life is this team. Your time with the Broncos, you're a little bit of a different story. But there are a lot of players who come in and out, and who don't put everything they possibly can into the team. And even if they do, if they're shit, we're going to call them shit because they're not playing at the standards we want our team to encompass. And with the Broncos right now, that club, as you know, Alex Glenn, if you're listening to this, that club is built on absolute success. They've always made the top 8. They've always been fantastic. And they've never had to have this adversity that you and the current players of the team right now are currently putting the team through because you guys aren't performing up to standards. You're working your asses off. Congratulations. But don't come and tell the fans they are not allowed to vent on social media in Broncos groups, on their own personal Facebook, because your job is literally, yes, play rugby league, but your job is also to play rugby league in the public limelight. Otherwise, you could play for the Burleigh Bears and no one's going to give a shit. Okay, you guys are shit. There'll be a couple of people who say you're shit. But if you're playing for the Brisbane Broncos, you have to understand that club just expects greatness. They expect greatness. And if you're not going to give them that greatness, then of course the fans are going to be frustrated because you guys, and you were part of it. Well, no, you weren't really part of it, but it frustrates me. It frustrates me when players think, oh, these guys don't know what they're talking about, so I'm going to come out and say, stop talking shit about us because we're working our asses off. Do you agree with what I'm saying, or am I reading too much into it?
Heavily agree, disagree in some points. So let me get into it. First, I want to say they didn't confront the media. That was one of the big things in that Roosters game, and that was one of the things that didn't help in relation to this post. Key word that you've read out that I have had in my head the whole time is that Alex Glenn has used the word bullying.
Yeah, bullying, yeah.
The word bullying. You are the captain of the Brisbane Broncos, as you said, a club built on success. You are the leader, and you are basically accusing the media, who I guess they are very tough, and fans who are
he's
trying.
He's not accusing the media. He's talking to the fans, mate. He's
talking to everyone, but he's named everyone there. He said media, fans. Who else was there? Have you got in front of you still? There were multiple names there.
It's just everyone, yeah.
You know, and the word bullying shouldn't be thrown around in that context. They're trying to get the best out of the player. Maybe people are being negative. Even people like Blaze putting on funny Instagram memes about the Broncos only because you want them to do well. It's very, very harsh to use the word bullying. I think it's been used on the wrong social media platform is not the way to go about it. I think even on the footy show, maybe to say, not the exact way it was said, but if you went on the footy show and said something similar, yeah, we can understand it's coming from your heart. We can't see that Alex, and I'm not saying he's doing this, I'm not saying you're not doing it, but we can't see that Alex Glenn is typing this and laughing. We don't know the emotion behind.
There's no way. I looked at it. There's no way he was typing and laughing.
Oh, there's no way. But I'm saying social media can make you read a tweet anyway. There's people out here who are going to be angered by this. There's people who are going to laugh. There's people who are going to see different types of emotion in him. Obviously, he's writing it upset. We can all, most of us are smart enough to tell it. But as the captain of a club, I don't think it's right to put that on social media.
Yeah, no. Well, I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to tell people. He was trying to be the captain. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to be the captain. He was trying to make sure people understand that we are putting. And I'm okay with him coming out and saying we are putting out everything into it, like trying to justify that they are fully in the game right now. Their minds are fully invested in the Broncos, and that's great. If he had just said that, but he came at the fans. He came at the media, who he should understand, especially an experienced player, should understand what the media and what the fans are like, because the fans, they're not saying, they're not insulting your mother. They're not insulting your family. They're not insulting you on a personal level. Like, yes, there'll probably be some rando on Facebook who comes out and takes it a little bit too far. But in the same sense, majority, and I'd say 99% of the comments are directly related to your footballing ability. They're directly related to the performance on the field. Like if I'm going to go and say Milford, I'm sorry, but Milford, he actually put in effort on the game, but he has been shit this year. And does that make me a bully because I say that his footballing ability on the field has been shit this year? He could be putting in 24/7 hours of work. We get that. He could be putting in 24/7. But if I'm watching, and as a paying spectator, as everyone is, a paying spectator who either has a membership, has bought merchandise, has been to a game before, we have the right to criticise the players. We always will have the right to criticise the players, unless people are actually personally attacking you on a personal level, attacking you for in your family or stuff outside the game. Then fair enough. But if I'm saying that you're shit, Darius Boyd, you're trash, that's because right now, my opinion right now of his footballing ability is that he's trash. And that's not me being a bully. That's just me being an observer of the game that we are paid to. We pay to watch. Sorry, we pay to watch. So look, Glenn, Alex, I understand exactly what you're trying to say, mate. I do get that you're a captain. You're trying to defend your teammates and you defend your team. But in reality, I'm sorry, but you've got to really calm down and relax on telling the fans that they're not allowed. And you did say they're allowed to have their opinion, but then literally the next sentence you said they're not basically allowed to have their opinion. You said you're allowed to have your opinion. That's great. And then right after that you said, well, no, you're not allowed to have your opinion. So that cancels that out, mate. That cancels that first bit out. So Alex, I don't dislike you as a person. I think you're a great captain for what you did. I know what you were trying to do. And a lot of the Broncos fans didn't see it the way we are, but I guess that's because we're unbiased now thinking. And I think this has been really kept quiet because no one wants drama nowadays. No one wants any drama.